We all think of sleep as our time to rest, to recover, to recharge. But what if I told you that for many of us, especially once we're over 60, our sleep can hide a silent and truly life-altering danger? Today, we're going to look at some simple, everyday habits that might be putting you at risk for a stroke, all while you sleep. Really think about that for a second. What if the most dangerous part of your day is when you're completely unaware, fast asleep in your bed? You go to sleep feeling just fine, and you wake up different. Maybe you can't speak, maybe you can't move one side of your body. It's a terrifying thought, and it can all start with something as simple as how you're sleeping. So let's get right into it. And this is a reality that, really hits home for anyone over 60. I'm so curious, who do we have with us right now? Go ahead and drop your age and where you're watching from in the comments below. It's always so powerful to see our community and just how far this important information can travel. All right, first up, let's talk about something we literally do without a second thought, our sleeping position. It feels so natural, right? You just get comfortable. But believe it or not, the wrong posture can actually create the perfect storm for a stroke. For years, a lot of us have heard that sleeping flat on your back, maybe without a pillow, is actually good for your spine. It seems completely harmless, maybe even healthy. But neurologists are starting to see a really disturbing pattern. This habit that seems so innocent, it could be secretly raising your stroke risk night after night after night. Let me tell you about Mr. Whitaker. He was 77, a retired mechanic who slept flat on his back every single night. One morning, his wife Mary found him. He was semi-conscious, but he couldn't speak. One side of his face was drooping. The doctors traced it back directly to his sleeping position. This just goes to show you how real this danger is. Okay, so let's break down the science here. It's actually pretty simple. When you're lying flat, as you can see on the left, the blood in your brain has to fight against gravity to circulate properly. In older blood vessels, which aren't as flexible, that can cause blood to pool up and form clots. But look at the right side. Just by elevating your head, you let gravity do the work for you. It helps circulation, it reduces that dangerous pressure inside your skull, and it helps get more oxygen to your brain. And the best part? The fix is so simple. All you have to do is elevate your head about 30 degrees. You don't need some fancy adjustable bed. Seriously, just one or two good supportive pillows can make a world of difference. It's such a tiny change to make tonight for a much safer tomorrow. Okay, so we've got our sleeping position sorted, but that's not the whole story. Now we're going to move on to our second point. It's not just about your posture, it's also about your bedroom itself. Your cozy, comfortable bedroom might be hiding some dangers you've never even thought of. Come on, be honest. Who's done this? You pull a big, heavy blanket or comforter right up over your head. Because it's warm, it blocks out the lights, makes everything quiet. It feels like you're in your own little safe cocoon, right? It's a habit a lot of us have had since we were kids. But this comfort comes at a really dangerous price. That price has a medical name. It's called hypoxia. And all that really means is that your body, and most importantly your brain, isn't getting enough oxygen. When you're under the covers like that, you are basically creating your own personal little oxygen-deprived bubble. So here's the chain reaction that happens, step by step. First, you trap all that stale air under the blanket. Second, you start rebreathing that air, so the oxygen level goes down and the carbon dioxide level goes way up. Third, your poor heart has to work way harder to compensate, making your blood pressure jump all over the place. And that all leads to the final, dangerous step. Your blood can actually get thicker, which dramatically increases the risk of a clot forming right at the time your brain is most vulnerable.
But again, the fix is totally straightforward. If you need darkness, get a comfortable sleep mask. If you need quiet, try earplugs, and instead of one super heavy blanket, maybe try a few layers of lighter, more breathable bedding. You get all that same comfort without starving your brain of oxygen.
Okay, we've talked about your position in bed, and we've talked about your bedroom environment. Now, let's get to what you do, or maybe what you don't do, in those moments right before you fall asleep. These habits are absolutely 100% critical. It happens to the best of us, right? You get busy, you get distracted, maybe you fall asleep watching TV, and you forget to take your nightly blood pressure pill or your heart medication. It's so easy to think, it's just one time, no big deal. But for your body, it can be a huge deal. It can be the one thing that tips the scales. This is precisely what happened to a man named Mr. Green. He was 72. He missed his evening blood pressure pill just one time. He told himself it didn't matter. But the next morning he woke up and he knew instantly that something was terribly wrong. He looked in the mirror, and his face had changed. He was having a stroke, all from one forgotten pill. This timeline really shows you why that's so dangerous. It all starts around, say, 8 p.m. with that one missed dose. Then, in the middle of the night, in that really critical window between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., your blood pressure can surge totally uncontrolled. That sets the stage for the morning, around 7 a.m., when your body's natural blood pressure spike happens. When that spike meets a system that's already vulnerable, that's when the risk of a stroke is at its absolute highest.
Look, the big lesson here is that you just can't rely on memory alone. We're all human. So set a daily alarm on your phone. Get one of those weekly pill organizers from the pharmacy. Ask your spouse or your kids, hey, can you just give me a quick reminder every night? You want to build an unbreakable habit because your health depends on that habit more than it depends on your memory.
Whew. Okay, I know we've covered some pretty serious risks, but I want you to feel empowered, not scared, because knowledge is power, right? So let's pull all of this together into a simple action plan. This isn't just about getting better sleep. This is about sleeping for survival.
So here it is, your checklist for a safer night's sleep starting tonight. First, elevate your head. Second, keep those airways clear. No blankets over your head. Third, and this is a big one, take your medications without fail. Also, try to keep your room cool. Sleep on your left side if you can. It's great for circulation. And try to stop eating a couple of hours before you lie down. See? These are all small, totally doable changes that can have a massive positive impact.
So as you get ready for bed tonight, I want you to ask yourself this one simple question. Is your sleep going to be a risk, or is it going to be a time for recovery? After everything we've talked about today, you now have the knowledge to make that choice. The choice is yours.
You know, the most important thing to remember is that the vast majority of these strokes are preventable. If you learned something useful today, something that might help you or someone you love, please give this a like and subscribe for more health info. But most importantly, share it. Text it to a friend, forward it to a parent. That one simple click from you could genuinely, truly help save a life. Thanks so much for watching.